Okay, so with respect to polynomial addition, okay, so today we are going to do polynomial addition using single linked list. Okay, so basically, before we look at how to do the program, let's just revise our concept in maths, the polynomial addition. So assume you are given these two polynomials. Okay, P1 is 8x raised to 6 plus 4x raised to 4 plus 5. Okay, so assume that the first polynomial is this one. The second polynomial P2 is 7x raised to 4 plus 6x raised to 3 plus 11. Okay, so if I tell you to add this, okay, you will get the answer something like this: 8x raised to 6 plus 11x raised to 4 plus 6x raised to 3 plus 16. So basically when you are doing this addition, okay, what are we doing? Can someone tell me how is this addition happening, on what basis? When we start from this, let's start from here, this column. Okay, what we compare between P1 and P2 when I'm doing this column here? Can you tell me how I get in the answer in the 8x raised to 6? Why is the answer coming as 8x raised to 6? When I compare P1 and P2, what do I compare so that I get that answer like that? Can anyone tell me? Well, this is the same way you're going to write the program. Okay. So what you're going to do? Basically, you're checking the powers. Okay. You're basically checking the powers. So here, when you're checking the powers, okay, of P1 and P2, okay, the power of P1, this polynomial here, the first term, the power is 6, okay, of P1. And the first term of P2, the power is 4. So when you compare these powers of both these terms, what you decide to do? Can you write the answer? You're comparing this power with this power. The first terms you're comparing of P1 and P2. So you see that the power of P1 is greater than the power of P2. So therefore what you are doing? When you compare, therefore what you do? That is what you do, right? When you're given the polynomials, you're comparing the powers. When the power of one polynomial is greater than the power of the other polynomial, what we do? What we do? In the answer, what we put? See here, we have already done that. When you compare this polynomial with this, the power 6 is greater than 4. So therefore, what came in the answer? What came in the answer? The higher power came in the answer, right? This is 8x raised to 6. Okay, it may look like this because I'm not able to raise this. The 8x raised to 6. Okay, just note that 8x raised to 6, 4x raised to 4, and so on. So what we are doing? We are bringing the term with the higher power, like we brought here, the term with the higher power in the answer here, right? So I compared the first term with the first term of P2. Once I brought this in the answer, what I do? Second term which I compare of P1 now, this one. Okay, I compare 4x raised to 4 with 7x raised to 4. Now when I compare, the powers are the same. Okay, 4 and 4, the power. So therefore what I do? I add the terms. So 4 plus 7, I get 11. Okay, then whose power I take in the answer? I can take anyone's power because the power is the same. Okay, 4 only is present in the power of P1 and P2. So therefore the answer will be 11x raised to 4. So this 4, that is the power that I have taken in the answer, this can be taken from any polynomial, from P1 or P2. Okay, so like that we proceed. That's what you're, that's correct, right? Are you getting, no, what I'm telling you? Basically this is what you all have seen in maths. Okay, now same way, suppose I have to give you all another polynomial. Okay, add it for yourselves before we proceed. Okay, What will be the answer of this? Can you write the answer on your books? I will ask one of you to type it out. What will be the answer? Written? Solved? Okay, so Pratham, can you tell me what will be the answer? Pratham, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Pratham, can you tell me this answer?
Uh, it will be 7x4 plus
How you
30.
get 7x4? Wait, Pratham, can you tell me how you get 7x4? Well,
So the
that's the
power of
way we
x
are going.
x raised to 4.
You are comparing this x raised to 4 with x raised to 3. No?
Yeah,
Correct?
but yes, but we have the higher polynomial first, no?
Yeah. So therefore, the higher polynomial is the first term of P2, right? So therefore, you are
Yes,
taking it in the answer, right?
yes.
Yes. The same way we are going to write a program. That's why I'm making you all to repeat. Okay. So that's why you're comparing this term with this term, right? Because this power is higher, you're taking it in the answer. Okay. Next, what you're comparing, Pratham?
8x cube plus it will be 8x cube plus 6x cube. That will be equal to 14x cube.
Yes. So why now you are adding the terms? Because the powers are the same. So you are doing 14x cube. Okay. Then
Then 2x square plus 5.
2x square plus 5.
5.
Okay. So this is what you get. So basically, this is the answer that you get for this. Okay. So any questions about this polynomial addition that anyone has? Because if you don't know what is polynomial addition, then you will not be able to do the program. Everyone is fine with that? Polynomial addition. This is just a revision that I did of what you already know. Okay. So let's take the same polynomial that we have solved and see how to store it in a linked list. Okay. Now can anyone tell me, okay, I told you already that we are going to do it in a single linked list. What will be the structure of a node, okay, so that we can have a polynomial stored in a node? Now polynomial is having how many parts, means how many data parts are there in the polynomial? Can you tell me? Anyone? You can write the answer in the chat. What will be the, can we use the same structure of a node that we have learned previously? Okay. Previously we had learned like this, something like this, struct node. Okay. Then we were saying int data, and then we were saying struct node. We were calling that as some pointer next. Okay. So can we use the same structure of a node for polynomial? Will it work? Is my question. Do we need a different structure? Do we need a different structure? Yes, we need a different structure. Yes, we need a different structure. Why? Okay. Why we need a different structure? Like already someone has answered, Vadiraj has answered. The structure should have coefficient and power. Okay. And there are two data elements. You can see here in the each term of the polynomial is having two data elements. Okay. This 8 is known as the coefficient and 6 is known as the power. Okay, so both of these are now two data values will be stored. X need not be stored because okay, X need not be stored. When you're printing the data, you can always put X there. Okay, so you need to store only 8, which is the coefficient, and 6, okay, which is the power. And similarly for all the others. For this constant, the constant that is there in the polynomial, what is the power for a constant? What's the power of a constant? 0, correct? Yes, it's 0. Okay, the power of a constant is 0. So remember that, okay, when you are solving. So now we need to modify, first of all, when you are going to do the program, you need to modify the structure of a node. So you're going to say int, instead of having one data, you write here coefficient, okay, and then you can put a comma and you say power. So you're going to have two data values now stored in the structure of a node. So basically now you're going to have a single linked list which will be looking something like this. Okay, your node will be having three parts. So there will be coefficient, there will be power, okay, and there will be next. Okay, so basically this part here, the part in yellow here, this is your data part. Okay, in this here is your, the part in the green is the next part. Okay, this will how your single linked list node look like. Okay, so till now we were studying single linked list or any kind of linked list that we have studied. We were studying where we were having only one data value stored. Okay, and there was a pointer to a next node. Okay, but it need not be like that. If you remember when I was teaching you like that, and in those lectures I had mentioned that it need not be always like that. Okay, so here this is actually where this is your data part. Okay, this entire thing here is your data part, which data part is your coefficient and power. Okay, divided into two, and next part is always there, a pointer to the next node. So in case I was storing this data now of this first term, this is your first term, okay, first term of the polynomial. So I stored, and if this was P1, the linked list for P1, so here I would have stored 8, here I would have stored 6, okay. So the way you store is the same way. You will have one pointer here, okay, whatever pointer you are having at this that node, you use that pointer to store the data. So suppose I'm having here a pointer, say W. Okay. So how I will store the data here? If I want to store 8, I will say W arrow coefficient. Okay. So W arrow coefficient equal to 8. Okay. For example, or W arrow power equal to 6. Okay, so you can take these inputs directly from the user using scanf. Okay, using scanf, or whatever way you can directly initialize it also. You can directly initialize it. So the first part is this part clear, everyone? How you get the structure of a, how you get the structure of a node for polynomial addition? Is it okay? Any difficulties with you before I proceed? Everyone, is it okay? Okay, I've seen some message. Shannon, do you want one more example of polynomial addition? Shannon, are you there? Okay, Shannon. Okay, let's do one more example for Shannon. Okay, so let's say, okay, Shannon can solve this. Okay, let's say I'm giving you this example here. So say P1 is this and P2 is this. Shannon, can you tell me what will be the answer? Shannon. When you're doing the addition, when you're given this polynomial, what will be your first job? First job is to identify whether in both the polynomials any powers are the same. Okay. Here, when you look at both the polynomials P1 and P2, are any powers same anywhere? Yeah, Shannon? Are the powers same anywhere?
No,
No.
sir.
Okay. Except for the constants. The constants are having the same power, which is 0. Okay. So first of all, you separate them according to that. Okay. So you're given two polynomials, you separate them according to the powers. Okay. So the highest powers you just keep first, and the other powers you just separate. So I'll just show you what I mean. So this is what I'm doing. Okay. You were given that. I'm just separating them because there are no same powers except for the constants. Okay. So you just separate them. Since this power, you're comparing this power with this. Okay. When you're doing the addition, you're comparing this power, which is 7 with 3. Since this is greater, you're directly writing it in the quotient. Right, Shannon?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Again, now next, now this is already done. Okay, let me mark it in red. Okay. Next, I move to this. Okay, I compare this power 4 with this power, which is 3. Which is higher? Which power is higher?
4, sir.
4. So therefore, what will happen? This term will go in the answer 5x 4. Okay, so this thing is done. Now when you come here to the third term, okay, P1 is not having a third term. Okay, so you reach here. So the third term is this one. So what will happen when you compare this with P1? So what will come in the answer? 8x raised to 3. Okay, you're comparing this with this actually. Okay,
Yes, sir.
next, yeah, next you are doing 7x. Then these two powers are the same. The power is 0. So what you will do? 4 plus 2, 6. So Shannon, are you getting what is
Yes, sir.
happening?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Now with respect to this node, any questions anyone has? How the node comes, why you need like that? Okay. We basically need it because of these two data values that are present in each term. Okay. Now as you can see, that each there's this P1 polynomial, there's this P2 polynomial. So P1 has 3 terms. Okay. The first term is 8x6, the second one was 4x4, and the third term is a constant which is 5. Okay. Similarly, P2 also had 3 terms, 7x4, 6x cube, and 11. The answer has 4 terms. Okay. Depends on the powers again. So to store like this, now what will be the first step when you are given a program like this? Okay. First step is to declare the structure of a node, which you have done. Okay. I hope you are noting down how you are going to write the program, because you all have to do this program. Once you have declared the structure of a node, now how many pointers will you need for the, how many linked lists will you need? First of all, tell me, how many linked lists do we need to do this program? Only 2. With 2 linked lists we can get the answer. We need 3 linked lists. Okay, we need 3 linked lists. 1 linked list, 2 linked lists are for the input. Okay, 2 linked lists are for the input, and the third linked list is for the output. That is your sum, addition of the 2 polynomials. So basically we are going to store this using 3 linked lists. Okay, so in your first linked list you are going to store the first polynomial. Second linked list you will store the second polynomial. Whatever is the sum of the P1 and P2 you will store in a third linked list. Okay, that is how you are going to do your program. So basically you will need here 3 pointers. You can give them whatever name you want. but just I will call them as P2 and P3. Okay, and these will be pointers. These are going to be your permanent pointers. Okay, that will be always pointing to the first node of your P linked list. Okay, P1, P2, and P3. Okay, so these are your global pointers that don't get deleted when you exit the functions. Okay, and these are supposed to be pointing to your first nodes of your tree linked list. Okay, now when you take the input, you're going to take these polynomials as the input. Okay, any two polynomials, whatever terms you want, you can take as input. Okay, so you're going to start by, so for example here, okay, you're going to start by allocating memory for a node. Okay, based on this structure of this node. Okay, based on this structure, you're going to allocate memory. So I'm just showing you. So you're going to allocate memory for a node. Okay, that each node, whenever you allocate memory, it will be pointed by some pointer. Okay, so say this is the temporary pointer. Initially it is pointing to. Okay, then you want to store here 8. Okay, what will be the code to store data here? 8. If I want to store 8 here, what will be the code for it? Based on this, what will be the code? How will do programming? T arrow coefficient equal to 8. Okay, suppose I want to take input from that. I want to store there. I want to generalize it. Okay, say I want to take input first from the user, and 8 will be stored in some variable num. So how you will write the programming then for it? 8 is stored in some variable num, say. Okay, I've taken the input from the user, enter the coefficient. Okay, and say he's entering the coefficient in some variable num. Num contains the coefficient. Then what is the programming to get 8 here? T arrow coefficient equal to num. Yes, everyone knows that, right? T arrow coefficient equal to num. So that will get 8 here. And suppose the power is stored in some variable P. So what will be the programming for that? Power is stored in P. T arrow power equal to P. Okay. So basically you all are going to write a function wherein you all are going to take the input for first polynomial. Okay. P1. So once you have entered here 8, 6, here you will make it as null. Okay, for the first node. Then what you will do, which is the permanent pointer which is pointing to this first linked list, is P1. Okay, so you will assign P1 to this. Okay, you will assign P1 to this. Clear? And that way you're going to keep continuing allocating memory, and you're going to keep allocating nodes. Okay, so basically you can use the append function. Okay, you have learned the append function of a single linked list, wherein we are creating a linked list by adding nodes at the end. So now to create the second node, again you will want here 4 as the power, and 4 as the coefficient and 4 as the power. Okay, this term we are putting here. So basically what you're going to do, what you are doing here is append function. You are adding a node at the end of a single linked list. So this should become null, and now this first node is going to be pointing to the address of the second node. Okay, so here 6000 will come. And like this you're going to keep building this linked list. The first step in your program will be to build this linked list like this. Okay, P1, the first linked list containing the polynomial P1. Then you're going to build the second linked list containing the polynomial P2. So like this you're going to write the programming for that. Is it okay? So that is your second step. In general, I'm telling you. So first step is to declare the structure of a node. Second step is to build this linked list. Okay, take the input and build P1 polynomial linked list and P2 polynomial linked list. Okay, so you all have to write the code. It's not going to happen automatically. Is it okay till here? Any questions? I'm not explaining all the steps, but I've told you in general how you can do it. Any questions before I proceed? Please let me know. Is it okay? Okay. Now let's proceed now to the addition part. Okay. Now basically we have the linked list with us. Okay. We are having the linked list with us. Now I want to get this answer. Okay. So let's see that here. So imagine that this is my linked list which I've already created. Okay. 8x raised to 6, 4x raised to 4 plus 5 raised to 0, because that's a constant. It's the same polynomial I've taken from here. Okay, same two polynomials I've taken. Okay, so this will be pointed by P1, this will be pointed by P2. Okay, now when I want to do addition, these are our permanent pointers. So whenever I want to do any work, I need to introduce temporary pointers. Okay, so let me call the first temporary pointer. I'll just remove this P1 and P2 so that we don't get confused. Okay, they will be always there here, but I'll remove them. Let's say I want a temporary pointer here, T1. How do I, what is the programming to get the T1 pointer to this node here, to this node? What will be the programming? If I want to get a T1 pointer there to the first linked list, if I want T1 to come here to this node, what is the programming? Students first. This is going over your head. Abhishek, can you tell me? T1 equal to P1. Okay. So basically what will happen? You will get here your temporary pointer P1. Okay. Similarly, if I want a temporary pointer here, you will say P2 equal to P2. Okay. So once you have got your temporary pointers here, okay. Now, whenever you're doing polynomial addition, the powers are very important. Okay. So these are your powers. I'll just highlight them in some different color. These are your powers. Okay. All your powers that are stored in your nodes. So there are basically three cases when you are doing the comparison of the powers. Okay. So first case is the power of P1 is greater than the power of P2. Okay. The first case can be that the power of P1 is greater than the power of P2. So in that case, what we will do? If power of P1 is greater than the power of P2. Okay. See what we did here. I did 8x6. I compared with 7x4. When I compared the powers, I saw that the power of P1 is greater than the power of P2. So therefore what I did? I took the first term into the answer. Same thing I need to do here now. I'm comparing this power with this power. What is the programming you're going to do the comparison? Okay. This is known as COEFF. This thing is known as POW. Right? This thing is known as POW. Similarly for this linked list also. The first is known as COEFF. This is known as POW. I want to compare the power of the first polynomial with the power of second polynomial. How will you write this programming for this to check whether the power of P1 is greater than the power of P2? What is the programming for that? Can someone else tell me? Aryan, how are you going to check the power of P1? How are you going to check for this? What I've written in English. Everything is there here in the diagram. Can you tell me how you're going to check? Use the temporary pointers. What will be the code for it? Badiraj and Ashraf, Ayal, Aryan. I asked Aryan. Yes. So anyways, now already since Vadiraj had answered, let's not waste time. So if you are going to check the power of the two polynomials, you're going to write something like this, what Vadiraj has already written. So you're going to write if T1 arrow power is greater than T2 arrow power. Okay, if T1 arrow power is greater than T2 arrow power, then what you need to do? You need to store it in the answer. Now when you're going to store it in the answer, do you have a node here? Do you have a node? No. Okay, you don't have a node. So you need to allocate memory for a node. Okay, so you're going to allocate memory for a node. Okay, and say that node is pointed by some polynomial T3. Okay, this is pointed by some polynomial T3. So you're going to allocate memory for a node. You compare this power with this, you see that this power is greater than this power. So then what you will do? Therefore, since this is greater than this, you're going to put the coefficient of P1 into the answer along with the power. So if the polynomial, the first polynomial's power is greater than the second polynomial's power, then what you will do? Put coefficient and power of P1 into the answer. Okay, so answer meaning P3, that is your third polynomial. Is it okay? That is what we did here. Okay, once you do that, okay, you're going to assign this to the third permanent pointer, that is P3. So this will become, assign this value to P3 and you exit the code. Okay, once you have assigned this to the answer, P1 terms to the answer, shift T1 to the new term. So you shift T1 to the new term or the next term. Okay, so already this thing has gone into the answer. Okay, 8 and 6. So you shift T1 to the next term here. Okay, now for the second time, you compare T1 again with the power of T1 with the power of T2. Okay, when you compare the power of T1 with T2, now you see the power of T1 is the same with, when you compare T1 and T2 power is the same. So the second case can be power of the first polynomial is equal to the power of the second polynomial. Okay, so the power is the same, the power are the same, then what will happen? When the powers are the same, what happens? You add the coefficient, 4 plus 7, 11, it will become 11, the coefficient will become 11, and the power you take from any of the two. You can take power from P1, you can take power from P2. So that is what we will do. Okay, so before we do that, you allocate memory for a node, again it will be pointed by some pointer. Okay, let's call that pointer as T3. Okay, now do the same thing what we did here. Okay, 4 plus 11, 4 plus 7, you get 11. Okay, so you will do that addition. T1 coefficient, how you will do this? How you will get 4 plus 7 as 11 here? What will be the programming for that? I'll ask someone, can you just tell me? Okay, it's all, if you don't know, you just tell me you don't know. Okay, please don't exit this. Skyla, can you tell me what is the programming? I want to see. Now we are dealing with this T1, okay, and this is your T2. Okay, now I want to add this because the powers are the same. Okay, I checked and I saw that the powers are the same. Again, the coding will be the same like how Ashraf has already mentioned here. Okay, Ashraf has mentioned that you're going to check the powers like this. If T1 arrow powers is equal to T2 arrow power, okay, which is our second case, this condition. Okay, The programming we are going to do like this. Okay, we are checking the powers. Okay, powers are the same. Then if the powers are the same, I need to add the coefficients. I need to add the coefficients and store it here. So what will do the programming for that? How I access this part? What is this part known as? What is this part known as? Yeah, Gauravi. Gauravi and Vadiraj, please wait. I'm asking Skyla. So can you all please wait for your turn?
Yeah.
Yes, Vadiraj, can you please wait? This is the second time now. Okay, Skyla, can you
Yes,
please?
sir.
Yeah, it's no problem, Vadiraj, no problem. Skyla, can you please tell me
Sir,
what is this
T
part of the this? What is this part of
coefficient,
T3 arrow
T3 arrow coefficient.
coefficient? Okay, so if I want 11 here, how will I get 11 here based on
Sir,
this? What I just told
T
you?
sir T1 arrow coefficient plus T2 arrow coefficient.
Coefficient. Okay, exactly what Vadiraj has told here. Okay, so Gauravi, we are not going to write sum here. Okay, directly we are going to store there. So we are going to mention exactly like how Vadiraj has mentioned here. So we are going to say T3 arrow coefficient equal to T1 arrow coefficient plus T2 arrow coefficient. So when you do that, you will get 11 here. Okay, so what we are going to do is when the powers of P1 and P2 are same, I will write here add coefficient of P1 and P2 and store in coefficient of P3. Okay, and so that is what we are doing when the powers of these are same. Okay, so that was with respect to the coefficient. Now for the power, what I need here, power, see here, I need power as 4. Okay, so how I will get 4 here? Wait, I'll ask someone. Okay, please don't answer. Please wait. Please wait. Swizzle, can you tell me how I'll get the power as 4? How do I get power here as 4? Okay, now when I want power as 4, you can see here in both this T1 and T2, the power is 4. So I can take either from T1 or I can take from T2, but I cannot take from both. Okay, so from where we'll take? Let's say we are taking from T1. Okay, say we are taking when the powers are the same. Say we take for the answer, we take the power from say T1. So what is the programming for that? Result. I want this 4 to come here now. I want 4 to come here. So what is the programming? Swizzle, can you tell me? Are you there, Swizzle? Yes. T3 arrow power equal to T1 arrow power. So you will get 4 here. Okay. So now you can see here, you got 11 and 4. Okay. According to what we have discussed here. I'm just following what we have discussed here. Okay. Now what is remaining? What is remaining? Is this a linked list? Is this a linked list? No. Okay, it's still not a linked list. So here you will need null. Okay, you know how to do that. You will say T3 arrow next equal to null. And what you need here? You need the address of this second node. Say address of the second node is 400. You need the address of the second node here. Okay, and you join them. That's how this part will be complete. So once you are done with this, you have added this 4x4 plus 7x4, shift T1 to the next term. Okay, you shift T1 here. Shift T1 here and you shift T2 also. Shift T2 here. Okay, so you are done with this addition. Let me highlight it in red. Okay, so you're done with this addition. So once you're done with the addition, you shift both the temporary pointers. So T1 goes from this node to this node and T2 comes from this node to this node. Okay. Again, you start comparing now. Compare the power of T1 with the power of T2. Okay. Now, when you compare the power of T1, you see that the power of the first polynomial is less than the power of the second polynomial. Okay. When you compare, you see that this is less than this. So what should come in the answer? Vaughan? When you compare 5, this is a constant now. Okay. When you're comparing this constant with this 6x raised to 3, what should come in the answer? Vaughan? What should come in the answer? Yeah, okay, you are directly telling the answer. Yes. So basically what he's trying to tell is, he's telling the second polynomial should come in the answer, the term of the second polynomial. Okay. Because, why? Because the first polynomial's power is less than the second polynomial. Okay. So let me put it in words what he just said. When the power of P1 is less than the power of P2, okay, what we are going to do is the opposite of what we did here. We are going to put the coefficient and power of P2 in the answer. Okay. So basically, we are going to allocate one node here. Okay. So say that node is T3. Okay. Now we are comparing this node with this node. So when the power of the first polynomial is less than the power of the second polynomial, what we are doing? We are putting the coefficient and power of the second polynomial into the answer. So you will get here 6, you will get here 3. Okay. This will become null. And then whatever is the address here will come here. So you will get the link. Okay. So now this term is also done. So once you do this, shift this term. Okay. Shift. Now you will shift T2. Okay. You will shift T2 here. Why we are not shifting T1? Can you tell me? Can anyone tell me? I shifted only T2. Why don't I shift T1? Why don't I shift T1? Can anyone tell me? No. That is not the reason. No, Shannon and Vadiraj. That's not the reason. Correct. Chinmay is correct. Chinmay is correct. See, when we did this addition here for this third term, okay, let's look here. Here you will understand. When I did the addition here for the third term, okay, I used only the term from P2. 6x raised to 3 was from P2. Okay, I didn't use anything from P1. Okay, nothing, no term was used from P1 here because P1 is not having power 3. Okay, P1 is not having that power. So therefore, when I'm shifting the pointer in terms of a linked list, I'm only shifting from here. That is, see, this term was used. So from here, I have to go here to 11. Okay, there was nothing here for me to do addition. So therefore, I'm just trying to explain you based on this. Okay, so since I'm only taking the term from P2, I do the shifting only on this linked list P2. Therefore, I only shift T2. Okay, T1 remains where it was. T1 remains where it was. Okay, now for the fourth time. Okay, can you look now? There are actually only 3 cases when you are doing polynomial addition. Can you tell me which case it is? The first one, the second one, the middle one, or the third one? Which case now when we are doing comparing T1 and T2? Which will be the case? Second one. Okay, second one. So now, when we are doing the second one, Nitya, can you tell me what we are doing now? First of all, what we will have to do?
Yes, sir. Add the coefficients and store it.
Yeah, before you add the coefficient, Nitya, what's the most important thing? Create one node. Okay,
Yes, sir.
to create one node, it will be pointed by some say pointer T3. Okay, don't have place there, so I'll not write here T3. Okay, but here is pointed by T3. Then what you will do? You will check that the powers are same. You will check this using the if condition that the powers are same. Since the powers are same, what you will do? You will add the coefficient of
Add the
P1 and P2.
coefficient.
You will get 16. And then what you will do? You will store the
Store it
power
in
of
the store it in the coefficient of P3.
yes. And what you will do about the power? You will store the power of P1 into the power of P2. Okay, so you will get the power here as 0. Then you will store here null and you will join these two linked list, the nodes that are newly formed node with the previous. And then this will be your answer. 8x raised to 6, 11x raised to 4, 6x raised to 3 plus 16. Okay, and this will be your polynomial addition. Okay, so let me just quickly do this again for everyone. Okay, this is something new, something different. I think you have understood it, but I'll still just summarize it again for all of you. Okay, since now we know the rules. Okay, now I'll not use this T1 and T2. So what will be your first step now? Just look, you have created your, now you all already know what has happened. Okay, so you all have created your two linked lists. These are your inputs. Okay, P1 and P2. Now, in order to proceed, in order to do this algorithm that I've just discussed with you, what I need to do in a program, what I need to introduce? Do I need to introduce temporary pointers? Do I need to introduce temporary pointers, students? Can we do it quickly? Yes. So you're going to set, your first step will be to set the temporary pointers. Okay. So I'll directly use only the temporary pointers here. You will set the temporary pointers T1 and T2. Okay. Then what you're going to do? You're always going to be comparing the powers of T1 and T2. So when you're comparing the powers of T1 and T2, you can get three cases. Okay. So when you're comparing, either the power of the first polynomial can be greater than power of second polynomial, the powers of two polynomials can be equal, or the power of the first polynomial can be less than the power of the second polynomial. Only three cases can be there. Okay, and depending on that, you will take the action. Okay, so now when you compare the first term of P1 with the first term of P2, which case it is? When you compare the first term of P1 with the first term of P2, which case? The first one, the second one, or third one? Which case? Anyone can answer. Bharat, Shubham, which case it is?
First case.
First case. Okay. So when it's the first case, what we need to do? Create a node. Okay. It will be pointed by some pointer. I'm not putting that. Okay. So what you do, since the powers are the same, greater of P1 is greater than P2, what you will do? Tell me. Bharat.
Print the coefficient of greater term.
Put the coefficient of the greater term. So tell me what is the coefficient of greater term? 8. What power will come here?
6.
6. Okay. Now, once you have done that, here you will put null. Okay. Now, which of these two pointers will you shift to the next term? T1 will you shift to the next term, or T2, or both you will shift?
T1.
Only T1. Okay. Only T1. So I'll write here shift T1. Okay, just for you, so that you are aware of what you need to do. Okay, basically you're going to only shift T1. Only T1 is shifted. Okay, now Again, you repeat this, huh? This is in a while loop now. This will be in a while loop. Now you compare again T1 power with T2 power. Which case? Idwal. Which case now? The first case, second case, or third case? Second case. Okay. So when it's a second case, what we do? Tell me. Again, we will create a new node here. So what will come in the answer? Tell me. Idwal, you only continue. What will come in the answer? Look, here I have written for you. So we are comparing this with this now. Okay. T1 with T2. So what you are going to do? You will put a coefficient. You are going to add a coefficient and store it in the answer. So you get 11 here. What will come in the power? What will come in the power? 4. Okay. This will be null. And you are going to form a link. Okay. You will form a link. So here there will be some address. Okay. Right now I am not putting it. Now, which 2 pointers are you going to shift? Or you are going to shift only one? You are going to shift 2 pointers. You are going to shift only one. Idwal, can you tell me? Are you going to shift both T1 and T2, or are you going to shift only T1, or either only T2? You're going to shift both. Okay, so let me write here. Shift both T1 and T2. Okay, so you're going to shift both T1 and T2. So this will come here. This will come here. Okay, so you have got 2 nodes in the answer. Now, next step, what will you do? Marisa, what's the next step? What will be the next step? Huh? Check the powers. Yeah, when you check the powers, which case you get? First, second, or third?
The second link list.
No, but among these cases here, which case you are getting? The first case, the second case, or the third case?
So the first one.
First one. Is the power of T1 greater than power of T2?
No, sir.
Which one?
Third one.
Okay, you are getting the third one. So when you get the third one, what you will do? Obviously, you are going to create one node here. Okay. Then what you are going to do? It's written here. Tell me what will happen.
Put the coefficient of T2.
So what is that? 6. And what is the power?
3.
Okay. Once you do that, which pointer you are going to shift? T1 or T2 or both?
T2, sir.
Only T2 you are going to shift. So you are going to shift T2. Okay. So this will come here. This will come here. Okay. Now this will be null. And you're going to have this thing, something like this. Okay? Join the list. The programming you'll have to write that. Okay. Now, is your programming over? Linked list is done? No, it's not done. Okay. So Satyam, can you continue? What will happen last?
Add a node.
So you're going to create. I'll just put the node here. Okay. So you're going to create one node. Now, when you compare the powers, which case? First one, second one, or third one? Second. So what will happen in the answer here? 5 plus 6, you will 5 plus 11, you will get 16. Power will be, what is power? Is written here.
5.
Power is 5. Satyam, which is the coefficient power here?
0.
0. Okay, so you will get 0 here. You're going to put null here, and you're going to form the link. Okay, so this is what happens for these 3 cases. Okay, now can you tell me? Okay, I'll give you one more polynomial. We are run out of time, but I just want to continue for a little bit. Okay, everyone has understood before I stop, before I give you a new example. Any doubts? Did you all get this? Did you all get this part? Did you get this? Any questions about how it is working? Anyone? Any doubts? Okay. Now, this will work fine. Okay. What I explained till now will work fine. Okay. When the number of terms, now you see here, P1 had how many terms? 3 terms. Okay. These were the 3 terms. 8x raised to 6, 4x raised to 4 plus 5. P2 had how many terms? 3 terms. Okay. So because the number of terms in both this were the same, okay, therefore this was working. Okay, this was working fine and we are getting the answer. What if the terms are different? Will it work? What do you think? So for example, I give you this. Okay, like this. Say I've given you this. These are the 2 polynomials you have to add. P1 is having only one term, 8x raised to 6. And P2 is having 3 terms. So I should get the answer as 8x raised to 6 plus 7x raised to 4 plus 6x raised to 3 plus 11. Can you trace this on your books and tell me whether it works or not? These steps. I'll keep the steps open for you. Okay. Now this P1 has got changed. Okay. This is not there now. Only 8 this is there. Okay. Only 8x raised to 6 is there and remaining is not there. Will it work? Will I get the answer that I want? Can you tell me? Will these steps work? And then we'll stop. If it's not working, then what we can do about it? This is the steps. Okay. Quickly do it on your notebooks and check and tell me, is it working? Yeah, students, is it working? Yeah, Ashraf has come up with the solution. Yes, yes, Ashraf, you're correct. You're correct. Okay, you're correct. Okay, let me just, for example, change this. Okay, I'll just change this. Call it 8x raised to 4. Okay, so that I just want to suppose this is the thing. So I will get here answer as 15. This way. Okay. So say I'm having this as my polynomial. This. I should get this answer. How we can get this? How can we get this as the answer? What needs to be done? Suppose this is these are your 2 polynomials. Okay. P1 is having only one term. P2 is having 3 terms. Then how will I get this answer? Will these steps that I gave you work? Do these steps work? If not, how can you modify? Okay. Ashraf has already given you all the answer actually. Did you all understand what Ashraf is telling? Vibhav, Shwesh, Rudra, Ronan, Rafat, Priti, Ved. What can we do now? For the first, this one, when we are doing this, you will apply case 2. Okay, you will apply case 2. When you do case 2, you will get here the answer like this. Okay, you get here 15, you will get here 4. Okay, and next, once you have done this addition, T1 was here and T2 was here. Okay, So we are saying now we need to shift both T1 and T2, right? We want to shift both T1 and T2. Now if I shift T1 here, okay, just look at this, look at this. If you all know linked list, you all should be able to answer to this question. See here, we have done this part, okay. I have added the coefficient of P1 and P2. So 8 plus 7, I got 15 here, okay. I put the power of P1 into the answer. So power of P1 into the answer 4. Now this step is shift both T1 and T2. Now if I shift T1, what will be the value of T1 after shifting? Can you tell me? Shubham. Yeah, Vadiraj has already answered. If I shift T1, then T1 will be not be pointing anywhere because T1 value will be null. Okay. So how can I get these remaining terms? How can I get the remaining terms into my answer? How? Can anyone tell me? Ashraf has given you the answer actually. That's the correct thing. Can you all look at that and tell me? Others. I just want to know whether the others have answered. What Ashraf has said is absolutely correct for this example. Can you tell me? I have kept this open, Ashraf's answer open. Can you just explain what you can do here? See, T1 is already become null here when you shift, okay? And T2 comes here. T2 comes here when you shift both of them. So then what we are supposed to do? Do these conditions work? Can you apply any of these three cases now? Can you, first of all, tell me that. Can you apply any of these three cases? When this happens, see, when you have shifted both T1 and T2, T1 is become null and T2 is here. Can you apply these cases anymore now? First of all, tell me that. Can you apply those cases? Can you apply these cases? Yes or no? No. Yes, you cannot apply those cases. Okay, we can't apply. You are correct. You cannot apply. Okay. So this while loop, whatever while loop you are running, okay, this while loop will run as long as T1 is not null and T2 is not null. Okay, this thing, this part can only function when this, okay, T1 is not null and is important, okay, both have to be not null, T1 and T2, then only you can run these three cases. Now here already one is become null, okay, T1. So that time you are going to have another case, okay. So you're going to say while T1, or you can say, you can run a, you can put a condition here. If T1 is null, okay, if T1 is null, then what should come in the answer? 6x raised to 3 and 11, okay. So those are belonging to your second polynomial. So you can say if T1 is null, okay, then put all remaining T2 coefficient and power into answer. Okay, so basically you are going to have here 6 and 3, and here you will have 11 and 0. Okay, so if T1 is null, okay, so basically you are not going to just have if, you are going to have a while, you have to run it till while. You have to put more conditions here, okay. I'm just telling you in simple terms. So if T1 turns out to be null, like how it turned out, then to get the answer, once this while loop is over, this while loop ends here, okay. You're going to start with another loop and you're going to say, you're going to check that this is become null, and then you're going to put all the remaining terms that are remaining in the second polynomial into the answer. What is the other thing that could happen is you could have something like this. Okay, instead of having one term in the first polynomial, you may have one term in the second polynomial. Okay, like this. That time what you will modify? How you will modify? Can you tell me the condition? That time what will happen? Can you tell me now based on what I just told you? Suppose you're having only one term in the second polynomial. That time which pointer will become null? I'll stop, Aryan. Just can you all continue then with based on what I told you, Aryan and everyone else? Suppose the second polynomial is just having one term, then can you continue? Which pointer you will check for null? You will say, you will just say while P2 is null, put all the terms of T1 into the answer. Okay, put all the T1 coefficient terms into the answer, and that is how you will do the program. Okay, so it is slightly tricky. Okay, but please try this program. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. Just take one diagram like this and try. Okay, and please come on Wednesday, Thursday by writing the program on your books. Okay, so thank you for attending. I'll take the attendance from your next lecture. Okay, yeah, Ronan, I'll be uploading all the videos today itself. Okay, so I'll be doing that. So thank you everyone.